family's page up north so they get
It's
a copy of this. Are you on?
Yeah.
Okay. So we finished we finished the rapture. Next week we'll talk about the timeline, the rapture, the end times timeline, and the tribulation. Even though we're not going to go through it, let's talk about it so we can warn people if we need to. Now today I want to talk about the coronavirus because there's a lot of talk about it out there. It's been renamed CO for corona, VD for virus disease 19. Coronavirus has been around for years and years and years. They've known about it. This is a different version. Yeah, it's like the flu. We have the bird flu, the Bangkok flu, all these different flus. This is a part of the coronavirus family, but it's a new one. Some people think it's lab made because in Wuhan is one of the only two biological warfare labs in China, is in Wuhan. So there is talk that it's biological warfare. I don't think so, because it's a fact, unless it was an accident, unless they made this virus and then it accidentally got out of the lab. Because who's going to kill off their own people? That doesn't make any sense. Compared to other viruses, the SARS virus, which was really, really, really bad, only killed 800 people. Now, I know if that one of those people is your family, you don't care about the only, but comparable, it was a lot less deadly than this virus. I don't want you to get upset and get scared about this virus. It hasn't hit the United States. I mean, we do have, I just saw I did this research on Wednesday, I believe, and it's changed. There's new news out there every single day. It changes.
According to the thing I saw in the news, it was like all the way around. She said it wasn't, but I saw it where they said they got people in military hospitals they won't let out that have it, and it's like all the way almost around this country.
Okay, maybe that might be new news that I didn't have when I did this on Wednesday, because like I said, it's changing daily. When I was reviewing it, there were 3 in the United States, and they were all west. 3 known cases.
One in Texas?
Yes.
Yeah, all over the place.
2 in Texas. There have been no deaths to it yet in the United States. One of the scary things that I just heard last night was that there was a death in Singapore. Singapore has probably as good as or better medical than we have. It's a very high-tech city with the best medical, the best doctors. So that's a little nerve-wracking. And actually a doctor in Singapore just died.
The man, I think it was her, the first reporter.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you about him.
Yeah, he died.
Okay, so first let me tell you how fast this thing is going.
They did announce that they lied to us about the amount of people that have it, and they said
Yes.
there's 64,000 people that have the virus right now.
We're going to get into that.
Okay.
December 31st, China alerted WHO, the World Health Organization, that several unknown virus, several workers from a seafood market had come down with this virus. The next day, January 1st, the market shuts down. 5 days later, the 5th, ruled out the reoccurrence of SARS, although it is similar to SARS. On the 7th, the new virus was identified, and it was named NCOV-19, and it was belonging to the coronavirus family. On the 9th, 9 days after it was first found, they had their first death. On the 11th, that first death was reported. So it took them 2 days to even report that first death. And that was a 61-year-old Chinese person. On the 13th, the first case outside of China in Thailand was reported. On the 16th, the first case in Japan. On the 17th, the second death was reported. And that was the whistleblower, the 31-year-old doctor who, Dr. Li Wenliang, he was contacted by the police. They came to his home and they said, do not speak about this. On the 20th was the third death. The 22nd, millions were quarantined in China. 22 days after they first alerted WHO. 22 days. Supposedly, they quarantined millions for 3 deaths. That doesn't make a lot of sense. 3 deaths and you're going to quarantine millions.
Just like that, you know it's gotta be more.
Yes.
I think I heard 14.
We're not there. We're not done yet.
Okay, all right, I won't say anything.
On the 23rd, Wuhan shut down. The New Year's celebration was canceled. WHO was not concerned yet that it was an international concern. On the 25th, travel restrictions were put into place, and 56 million Chinese were quarantined. Hong Kong sent out a viral emergency and canceled their New Year's celebration. On the 26th, 56 deaths, 2,000 cases were reported. As of February 11th, I think that was Wednesday? Monday. There were 1,017 deaths, 42,000 sick. As of the 11th, there were 393 cases outside of China in 24 countries. The stuff is very, very virulent. It's very, very contagious. A Chinese billionaire living in New York, enemy of the Chinese regime, who supposedly has no reason not to tell the truth. He still has family in China and workers that they could go after, but he says, Mr. Wen Gui, he had been speaking to the owners of the 49 crematoriums in China, and they are saying that they are receiving hundreds of bodies a day for the past 20 days. Hundreds. That's a whole lot more than the 393 cases. They say there was 1.5 million people infected, that over 50,000 have died.
How many again?
50,000.
50,000. Wow.
And that's just since
Yeah.
the
I
first
heard
of the year.
14, but now it's gone up even more.
Yeah. So,
14,000.
it is airborne. It's very virulent. It's very contagious. One of the worst things about it is you can have it for 3 weeks and not know it. You could be spreading it for 3 weeks and not knowing it. The half-life, which means how long the virus can survive on a surface. Okay, I've got coronavirus. I just put it on my hands.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
In
She just gave you her cookies.
Yeah.
In this semi-dark room, it can last 13 to 20 minutes. So long after I've gone to church, that virus is still alive and kicking.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it doesn't last longer than that.
In the light, it doesn't like light. It can last for 2.5 minutes. So out in the sunshine, they're hoping that when the summer comes, that's gonna bring it down. But there's no telling. One scientist I saw.
That's
on the
probably
news
because of the
said that
vitamin D.
two-thirds of the world could become infected. Okay, what can we do? Oh, signs and symptoms: fever, cough, shortness of breath, breathing difficulties. Sounds like a common flu, only you get sicker and sicker and sicker.
And there's a flu strain, a really really tough flu strain going around right now too. On top of that, so
On top of that.
so you don't know.
Germany's on
And this, as
lockdown
this
now
thing
because
spreads,
of
it
flu.
changes too. It changes, that virus can change again.
Yeah.
Yeah. At
Get even
first,
worse.
when I was hearing about it, I remember thinking, what's the big deal? More people die of the flu than this. But then I started thinking, why are they quarantining people? You know, I just didn't understand until I saw Amir Safardi's YouTube, and I was like, now it makes sense. They're just not telling us the truth about how bad it's. They're doing all the right things. The quarantine is the right thing to do. They're just not telling us why they're doing it. Prevention. If you have a cough, a sneeze, or a fever, stay home. Don't spread it to us. Don't bring it to our Sunday school class, please.
Do you know how many people, I've been going here a couple of years, and how many people come in and they cough all over the place? Why in the world don't they stay home?
Especially because we're on the internet. Our church is on the internet. You can watch it from home. No one's going to be mad at you if you stay home and watch it from home. Everybody will be concerned. I get phone calls every time I stay home. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Okay, boost your immune system. Vitamin D, vitamin C. Keep yourself healthy. Eat, drink, stay hydrated. That's really, really important. Wearing a mask.
Wash your hands.
Yes, washing your hands is I've got a star by that one. The most important thing to do is wash your hands.
And those alcohol wipe things that people get, you know, they put a little bit of that in their hands. I heard there's something in that that causes cancer, so I wonder about that. That's it. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, but it's not going to hurt you if you're just doing it to avoid
everything
that.
causes cancer, but you know, I'm a nurse. I've been using it for years. I don't see
I know.
any cancer.
We used it in
so-
fire
Yeah,
service.
yeah. It's,
No
it's
cancer.
alcohol. I mean, what's in it?
You ride rescue, that's what you use.
I have
As
dry,
you know.
cracked, horrible
The-
fingernails, but
The
no cancer.
underlying problem with cancer is insulin resistance. I know that's off subject, but most people that get cancer are insulin resistant. So all those other factors that they talk about, those are external factors. The real problem is your diet. You just need to change your diet.
Okay, masks. The plain, it won't hurt you to wear a
The
mask.
plain HEPA mask.
If and when it comes, it won't hurt you to wear a mask because it's going to keep you from touching your face, for one. You know, if you touch this surface where I just put those germs and then touch your face, you've just given yourself the virus. So the plain mask are okay for that, but they're not going to keep the airborne particles. The mask, the filtration of the mask is too big. The virus particles can get through. There are fine particle masks that you can get on Amazon. There's a TB mask, I forget what it's called, N95 mask, but you have to be fitted for that one because it has to have a
airtight.
perfect fit. But there are masks that you can get, but like I said, it won't hurt to wear a regular surgical mask if it does nothing but keep you from touching your face. And your eyes. If and when this virus gets here, if you don't wear glasses, get some goggles. Because you don't want somebody coughing, you know, if it coughs and gets on your face, you can take and wash your glasses and then wash your face. But if it gets in your eyes, you've got the virus. Avoid overcrowded areas, do not touch your face. And I think that's about it that I've got. I said it was airborne. Oh, it's gonna take them 18 months to develop a vaccine.
So there's gonna be nothing they can do.
18
bites.
months, I'm surprised they're getting it then.
There's no treatment for it. All they can do is treat the symptoms.
But they have had some people recover from it.
Yes, well, yeah, not everybody died. In the beginning, it was 2%, but now we're finding it's a lot more than that. But a lot of people are recovering from it.
And some of those people have antibodies in them.
Yeah,
you want me
the
to stop?
majority of people are recovering from it.
If there's no treatment, then how are they recovering?
They're treating the symptoms, the pneumonia,
Cause it just, I don't know, just when you said that, I'm like, what?
Yeah, and it runs its course. Like any flu bug, it'll just run its
And
course.
Theraflu may not work.
Yeah, I don't
For
think,
this one.
I don't think
Theraflu is not gonna work.
Theraflu's gonna work for this one. Like, please don't panic, don't start running around saying Luann said we're all gonna die, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm just
Psalms
saying
91.
what,
Psalms 91.
Okay.
It talks, for then he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. It says 1,000 will fall by my side, 10,000 at my right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only a spectator will you be in the secret place of the Most High. Read it, pray it, say it out loud, you know.
and use common sense.
Yeah, use common
Some
sense, of
people
course,
don't
but what?
Which some people don't have when you say
Common
use
sense isn't very
Some people
common.
don't have.
Right, but
everybody
depend on Jesus' divine health for you. Don't depend on your efforts
Yeah.
Exactly.
to stay
That
healthy,
makes sense.
right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Allow God to protect you. And when you read this over and over again, the rabbis believe that if you read this 7 times, it greatly increases your faith. Just remember, Jesus is still in the saving business, and I've heard testimony after testimony of people that talk about how they were in war when there was a disease, an outbreak, and they not only they didn't get touched by it, but people around them didn't, because they believed in this scripture. 91 is all about God's protection for you, and I quote it
Psalms
at
what?
everything. Psalms 91.
Just Psalms
It's a
91.
wonderful psalm. I love it. It really gives you that assurance that God's actively protecting you through anything that comes your way.
You see, I've lived it anyway, I kinda.
Okay,